I am willing to bet you have made a bunch of excuses to not do something. Well, when it comes to creating, creativity, self improvement, they're all myths, and I'm going to debunk a bunch of them. Stick around and hear me out. My name is Judy. I am not a trained professional, but I'm experienced, I'm opinionated, and I love sharing my opinion online. Hit the like if you get anything out of this. Hit the dislike if you think it's pure nonsense. And tell me why either way, because I appreciate any feedback I can get from anybody. And if you want to subscribe, help me out. Hit the button. One of the first excuses I always hear from people is, I don't have enough time. I've said it myself when it came to starting a YouTube channel. Oh, it takes so much time. I've got to do this and this and this and this and this. You can make time if it's important. You have to know, what are my priorities? What do I consider the important things, and how much time am I willing to devote to them? There's some things you don't have a lot of options on. Uh, Taking a dog for a walk, gotta happen. Dogs will not be happy if you don't do it. But think about the other things. Can you move something from one time to another that would give you more time to do things? Can you combine activities? It all comes down to whether or not you think it's worth your time. Don't burn yourself out. It's definitely not worth that. Nothing is. But if you can squeeze out 10, 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, why not give it a try? Number two is the one that kept me from doing this for over a decade. It's being told from the very first time I thought about it that I was too old. Age is a state of mind. And if you keep telling someone they're old, and you keep telling yourself you're old, then yeah, you're old. Um, Not quite my thing. I guess a life lesson learned from Bon Jovi: not old, just older. Well, being older has benefits. It gives you a different perspective on things. You've lived through a lot, so hey, why not share it with people? Number three, I don't have enough money. Okay. YouTube, photography, things like that. Everyone thinks I have to have the best gear. I have to buy a new camera. I have to buy a microphone. I'm doing this with my cell phone. Okay. Plugged in a smartphone, stuck it on a stand, and started recording. A friend lent me a mic. My dog ate the mic. And that's what inspired this entire video. But I can do it with what I have. Is it going to be high quality? No. But is it going to be garbage? No, it's the content that's going to end up being garbage, not the quality of the video. When it comes to things like fitness, we're heading into the new year soon. It's only a few weeks away. Everyone's going to go, new me, I'm going to lose X many amount of pounds. Oh, I don't have the money to join a gym. Do you not have a sidewalk anywhere? Do you not have a flight of stairs? Well, it's possible if you live in an apartment, but get some exercise, walk up and down the stairs if your building has them. Park at the back of the parking lot. You can always squeeze it in. You don't have to invest a ton of money to do something you like. In photography, they call it GAS, Gear Acquisition Syndrome. They think you have to have the latest and greatest to be any good at something. And the truth is, it's never the gear, it's the motivation that gets you to do it. I don't know where to start, is number four. Honestly, you start at the beginning. It's that simple. They say a journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. It is that simple. If you want to start a YouTube channel, pick up your phone and hit record and start talking. That's where you start. You don't want to start in the middle of the road because you lose a lot of the stuff that you need to know, the experiences that get you where you need to go. You have to start at the beginning and make a whole bunch of crappy videos. That rolls really well into number 5, which is I'm not good enough. Well, everybody starts as a beginner. Nobody is an expert until they've done it for a long time, and that is the only way you're going to get there, is to do it. I'm pretty sure that the first time Katie Ledecky jumped into a pool, she was not getting gold medals. Everybody starts as a beginner. Everybody, no matter how good they are now. And the only way to get better is to do it. Number 6 is it's too hard. You'll notice these kind of feed into each other. Of course, things are hard. You don't know what you're doing. But here's the thing, they get easier. They become muscle memory. They become routine. And when that happens, they're easier to do. Yeah, for some people it's harder than others. No matter what it is you're trying, there's going to be someone who does it better than you and someone who does it worse than you. And, that comes back to it's okay to compare yourself to others as long as you do it the right way, which I do have a video about. Put it in the description. Everything is hard, and you can't get easier if you don't do it. Pretty basic. Number 7 is one that I hit myself with a lot, and that's that I'm too tired. I've got so much going on that I'm exhausted. It's 2 kinds of tired. There's the tired that is actually mental and emotional from doing too much and talking yourself down, and it makes you tired. And doing a lot of what you don't like to get to be able to do what you do like. And that kind of tired is something you don't just shake off. You need to figure out what it is that makes you so tired and why you're doing it. And figure this out. An approach I gave someone the other day when they're talking about how long it took to do something. I'm like, how much of that time to do that did you spend complaining about how much you don't like it and how difficult it is? And how much time was spent just doing it? He came back and said, you know what? Once I cut out the complaining portion of the activity, I actually got less tired because it took less time. Does it work for everything? No. But it works for the majority of things. If you take out the whining, you've got more time to get it done and you're less tired, because whining is an exhausting activity. Now, if the tired is because you're not getting enough sleep, figure out how to get enough sleep. Make that kind of your go-to thing to fix that problem. I believe we're on number 8 now. I'll start tomorrow. Technically, that's not an excuse, it's a statement. How many times have you heard people say, I start my diet on Monday. I start exercising on Monday. I'll start my diet on the 1st because it's a good day to start. A good day to start is the day you decide to do it. If at all possible. I mean, if it's 11 o'clock at night, chances are you're not going to start doing something that requires daylight. But you can the next morning. I made a decision last year to close the exercise rings on my watch every single day. And I made that decision the week before Christmas. And guess what? I have closed the exercise rings every single day since, well, the day after I made the decision. If you start immediately instead of waiting for some date in the future, you won't have a chance to give up before you begin. Starting this YouTube channel, I scheduled my video and said, oh no, I want it to go up on this date, which was like 3 weeks in the future. And I went, I can't do that. I got to delete it. I'm going to delete it. It's a horrible video. I'm going to take it down. I did leave that particular video scheduled for the date I planned it, but I made another video as my first video and put it up the next day. Scheduled it 24 hours from the time it was ready to go. Didn't give me a chance to go in and delete it and say, I'm not going to do it. It helps. Excuse me. Number 9, waiting for the right opportunity. We're going to go back to me and this YouTube channel. Sorry, folks. Kind of makes sense. I was waiting for the timing to be right for a person my age to start a YouTube channel that was not a lot of B-roll and fancy editing. Funny thing is, I started it, and then I started getting all of the videos saying, now is the time for someone over the age of 40, 50, 60 to start a YouTube channel. I didn't plan it for the time, but the YouTube easy mode is the phrase I keep hearing thrown around. Believe me, easy mode is not easy. But the style I'm doing, I did not know it was the right time. But apparently I've been told it was. If I'd waited for those videos, they weren't going to be fed into my algorithm because they weren't what I was looking for. So who knows? Maybe now is the right time for you. You just don't know it yet because, well, algorithm hasn't fed it to you. 10 is I've tried before and I've failed. I have 2 phrases I like to address that excuse with. The first one is, and I made a meme out of this in the early 2000s, it's falling down is still moving forward as long as you get back up. Doesn't matter how many times you fall, as long as you get up one more time. The only true failure is quitting or not starting. I had a boss who used to say, yep, I failed at that. Oh well, time to do the new thing. And I asked him, why do you always say it that way? And he said, you know what? As long as you fail one less time than you try, you didn't really fail. Kind of an interesting way to put it. I guess what it comes down to is excuses basically come from fears. You're afraid of disappointing yourself, disappointing others. They come from insecurities. Most of those insecurities come from outside of yourself. They come from people telling you that you can't do it, or you'll be foolish doing it. And you start to believe what they're telling you. And you have to face your fears and you have to face your insecurities and figure out where they're coming from. It's the only way you're going to make it through. And it doesn't just go for making a YouTube channel or starting a diet. Failure is not an indicator of future failure. Now, I'm going to give you a funny story here. The dog ate the microphone. That was not something I made up. It was the inspiration for this. My microphone fell off as I was packing the stuff up because, well, I do have a 9 to 5 job. And I didn't realize the microphone had fallen on the floor until my dog came running in with it, all chewed up. And I sat down and went, well, how am I going to make a video this afternoon if my dog ate my microphone? You know what the solution was? I made a video without a microphone. And I'm re-recording that video because I got a new microphone. It sounded horrible. It really did. But hey, they're cute. I love them. Okay, until next time.